Oh, now we are live. So, good morning, YouTube. We are here for another English immersion, my last immersion from 2024. And I am here with Camila. So, this is going to be Camila's conversation immersion. And for those who don't know what is Talk and Talk and what we are doing here, gonna explain a little bit what we are doing, what is Talk and Talk for those who don't know. So Talk and Talk is a language conversation platform, and here you can find conversations in English, Spanish, French, Italian, and Mandarin also. And before we start, I would like to say that I'm not a teacher. I am an English student as you and as Camilinha. So we are here just to practice, to try to speak in English, to have a great conversation in English. And this is a safe place, so no one will correct you, no one will judge you. So in this platform, you can speak and do not worry about your mistakes because we can learn from them and you can watch in your immersion later on YouTube. So we are here just to have a great conversation. The topic from today is end of year performance analysis because we are almost in the end of year and I would like to know if it's a good opportunity to think more about the year, to think about the next year. So, Camilinha, could you please introduce yourself?
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Camila. I'm 32 years old. I'm living in Aracaju, Sergipe. I'm graduated in digital design, and my current work is as a product design in an outsourcing company. I love in my free time to watch some movie series. Now I very excited with one series. I watch it all seasons in this weekend. The name is Silo. It's about a
Oh,
society underground.
I love
So
it.
it's amazing. It's insane the second season because I watched the episode, the principal character, Jules. It's underwater for about 100 meters of no 90 meters. I forgot meters.
I
Matters.
think
I
so,
forgot.
yes.
So it's I have been very anxious because the air is stopping and
Oh.
she start to swimming very fast to take a break, a breath. So it was a very because I have about fears about water because that
Oh.
I learn about swimming and I learning when I become an adult. So I started to swimming 25 years when I had 25 years. So I guess I love swim now. I don't have fears about that, but I have fears about no breathe and I on the water. So I guess this I have a very fear. So because that I guess it's so amazing this series because I watched the making of about this scene. So it's real. The actress
Oh.
swim underwater a lot time and the photograph do the same with I don't know these briefing things
Mm-hmm.
and because that I guess it's so amazing because it's true some movies like Mermaid, Little Mermaid, it's
Mm-hmm.
a visual effect about water, but in this
Yeah.
case, it's true. So because that's amazing, I guess it's amazing this series. And next year, I start to read the book because it's a inspiration about the book. So the same name. So I very excited with this series. And in my free time, I like to watch a lot of things. I like to go to the cinema. And the last day, I watched Alto da Compadecida. I don't know this in English, but it's
Mm-hmm.
amazing because I love it so much. The one and the second one, it's okay, but it's no better. But it's very fun. So I guess that's it about me. I talk a lot.
No, do not worry. We are here to talk.
That's
Do not
it.
worry. We are here to talk.
Yes.
I watched Silo only the first season, and I am really excited to watch the season two. But I am afraid to finish the series. You know, like this feeling like if I watch it, maybe this will end, and I don't like it. So I love Silo, and I love this topic series. I love this kind of books and this kind of series. This topic and Silo was amazing. When the season two start, I start to watch the season one just because I would like to be like I need to watch again just to feel how was it, but I need to finish. And about me, as I said, I love this topic movies and series and movie series and books. My name is Camila. I am 4 years old. I live in São Paulo, the capital. I am wearing a white t-shirt because this is the last immersion from 2024, and I would like to be in the. Let me see what else. I work as an accountant in an energy company. I've been here in Talk and Talk since April from this year, and I love to be in this platform because we can learn. I was thinking about this yesterday. We can learn a lot here. We can know great people. We can learn things not only about English, but we can learn about communication, about behavior, about ideas. We can create a great network. So this platform is more than English. It's a place to practice, okay, but we have great conversation from the others and great people that I met here. So I am really grateful to be here and to be part of this. I would like to be in 2025, but I want to be more. I because I know this is good for my improvement and for my English and from as a person we can grow here because we are met different people. So I said a lot, so let's move on, Camilinha. We are here to talk about end of year performance analysis. I like to do these things. I don't know if you like it. I feel a little bit, I don't know how to say that, internalize in these days, in the end of the year. I try to think about my year. This not sometimes is not so easy. This make us sometimes not so happy, but I think it's important to have this balance. So let's move on. Do you want to read the question number one and answer, Camilinha?
Okay, in your opinion, how crucial is it to conduct a performance review at the end of the year? I made this last day
Yeah.
because I use a planner and I
Oh,
try to do that some list about my goals in the year. I
oh,
try to do
excellent.
that. And in the last weekend of the year, I try to
Okay.
check I done or I don't. Because I guess it's important because I think some things I don't. It's not
Okay.
important for my last year. So I reject the planning and I think about another plans for the next year.
Okay.
So sometimes, but sometimes it's necessary to maintain some goals. For example, I still search about new jobs in another country because I guess it's important to improve my English. So
Mm-hmm.
I still research about that. I still make some interviews about that. But I guess the huge problem is my English because I still nervous when I talk with another technical interviews, for example. I did the last
Yeah.
year and the designer said I need to improve my English because
Mm-hmm.
I really nervous to talk about design in English. So I put this in my goals, improve my English and still research about new jobs in another country. So I guess I try to do this because it's important. Because when I finish the year, I felt I don't do that anything sometimes.
Oh,
So
okay.
the planet's important to remember I did something in the year, you
Oh.
know.
It's a digital planner or you have it in paper?
No, I am older
Yeah, no,
and
no,
I
no.
like to write things
Oh,
because
nice.
I read sometimes it's important to write for the brain understand.
Mhm.
It's you needed to do that. So
My first immersion here at the platform was about that handwriting, the importance of
yes,
handwriting was my first
yes,
immersion here. I would try to bring this topic again. It was really awesome. I was nervous, but it was awesome because we forgot to write the things right now. Not forgot. We are lazy right now.
yes,
We prefer digital things. I use an app in my cell phone and sometimes I forgot to put the information there. I prefer
yes.
to use paper.
The same for
Uh,
me.
yes, and in your planner you can put the information like English immersion or I don't know, gym daily routine, something like that. You try to put this information every day there in the planner, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
And
nice,
I
nice.
try to use a little notepad for
Mm-hmm.
take my daily
Mm,
activity tasks. So because when I finish, I put it a
okay.
check. So I like to do that because I have
Is it
a
like
good
a
sensation about that.
yeah. But you look like a very organized person when you have these
No,
things.
no,
No.
all days, no,
Okay, okay.
every days, but I try a lot because
Okay.
it's important because I miss it all time things I think oh I need to do that. So to take notes is so important for my productivity.
Mm-hmm.
So I really try to do that.
You try to put the information related to books, like I start a new book today and I finish, I don't know, 5 days later or not. This is not in this.
No, no, I
No.
try to do that in the planet. I put
Okay.
it when I start, when I finish,
Oh,
because in
nice.
the end of the year, I try to count how could I read in the year. These
Oh,
years, I read it so slowly, and I did 9 books. So it's sad because my focus is to add one per month. So I
yeah.
will try in 2025 to do that.
Yes, I am in a classic English, no, not English, sorry, classic group related to books. And we will start in January, but we are just reading the classics. And I am really afraid because the books are really huge, and I need to know how to manage my life to put this in my routine. And you said about Auto da Comparecida, and this is related to a book, right? And it's really important when I never had the opportunity to read this, and I watched the first one, but I don't know about the second. And I think for me, it's important to measure the improvement. I use an app, of course. I use Duolingo, but I had another things to remember words. It's a flashcard app. I don't know if you heard. I use Ink to put different words there, and I can see my improvements. Like this year, you study. I don't know mm, how many days, but I can see. And for me, it's important to have these numbers because makes me think I would like to be better next year. As you said about books, it's important to take notes. I don't have this habit to try to put notes about books, but I think I would like to start next year because this is like we can check the information maybe 5 years later. You can go back and check the information, right? So I would like to try a planner. Maybe this will work for me because a digital app it doesn't makes me feel like I cannot see my improvements and I forgot to put the information there. Maybe I am old person too, as you said. Maybe I need to try a planner to 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 see my improvements, you know. And for me it's really important to measure the performance in the year about everything, about gene, about healthy, about financial. For me it's important. Let me see, Camilinha, what do you think are the key benefits to what do you think are the key benefits of analyzing performance results regularly? Difficult to say that word. What do you think?
Yes. I guess it's important, but
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to do that all day, all month. So for me, it's more important or more easy to do in the end of the year
Okay.
because I need to check and crash my old
Mm-hmm.
planner. I did all time that all last week of year. I check. I put in
Mm-hmm.
new information, the new planet, and I trash the old. So it's all the same for me. I don't like to remember another thing
Oh
because I
yeah.
guess yes, I like to know my why my performance, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
like to stay with this in my desk, for example. So I like to
Okay.
trash new things and old things and put in the new. So I did all the time that. I know this is more important to do to maintain because you could compare. But I
Okay.
don't like to compare, I guess. And the new it's only. So the next year it's only too. So I try to do that. And when I know this is important to maintain some goals, I put it again in the new planner. So for me, it's that I don't analyze all years,
Mm-hmm.
all 5 years last, but I try to analyze year for year and try to um, change my way when I was necessary. For example, I did that when I transition my career for design. So I need to calculate everything, analyze my life, analyze why I made for change. And I guess it's important to do that. But I don't do that all month, I guess. For me,
Okay.
it's about that. It's about year.
Yeah. Do you think it's important to, oh my gosh, how can I say that in English? For example, you said about change your job for another, and do you think it's important to maintain this in your plans? Does if you put there, you can realize in the future. You know what I mean? Like, for example,
Yes.
if I want to be, I don't know, a fluent person in English, and then next year I need to think I need to be a fluent person. Do you think this is a way to make this goal happen?
I
Do
guess
you,
yes. Yes.
yes.
I guess I have more confidence in my goals after I did this transition because it
Mm-hmm.
was so important because I spent 7 years in the same company, very sad with my life. And I don't know why to left this situation when I have a start with hate and hope. It's these
Mm-hmm.
two things I need to change my life. So I guess after that, I have a little more hope about my goals, and
Okay.
I because I know now it's depend of me,
Mm-hmm.
but about the English, I know it's all about me and about my practice. So I bought a grammar and I start to do that exercise all day because I guess my confidence it's about grammar because
Mm-hmm.
I don't study grammar. I try to talk a lot with people, but
Okay.
I don't study grammar. And when I start interviews, for example, I have very doubt about the way correct to word with the recruited or another hiring manager because that I guess it's my war barreira. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's the English, so I need to practice. And I know it's boring to back to grammar because when I was a teenager, I learned about English and I all the time the teacher said about grammar. I guess because that I think about the English very boring yet, so I try
Mhm.
to broke that and start to love the grammar because when I improve my grammar, I guess it's more easy for me, take more vocabulary and read it better. So I guess this more challenging for 2026. It's to love grammar in English.
I have two questions. One is related to Silo books. Do you want to read in
Yes,
English or
I
not?
will try. I will try
Okay.
because
Okay.
I know the history and I guess it's more easy for me to understand the context.
Okay. And the other question was, so you start to study English when we were a kid, right? And then
Yes, but in
was
the school, it's verb to be, it's no
mm-hmm.
talk. I study very real in 2019. I did some course. I studied about 1 year and I start to talk more and try to improve that. But in the pandemic, I stopped to listen and study in English. It's normal because it was a mess
Okay.
in my life. But I back in 2023
Okay.
last year. So now I don't stop more to learn, but I stopped to learn grammar. So I need to improve my
Yes.
grammar right now.
I I have the same opinion as you. When I don't know why when we thinking about analysis performance analysis about life, we always thinking about English. Just because we are here in a platform to practice, but I
Yes.
think it's part of. But I would like to study a little bit about grammar because make us confident to speak with a native speaker. I had English interviews in the middle of this year, and I was not so good enough in the English interview, and I know that because it's different when we are here talking about books, about life. It's totally different. We have specific terms to say in English in my career, for example, and numbers and different things to express my opinion, express myself. So of course, here we can learn confident to speak in English. We are in on YouTube speaking English, but it's totally different when we have to talking about a native about career with a native speaker. It's totally different. But I think grammar is important to know what we want to say from the others. For example, I would like to say eu iria or eu fui. So this is the main goal. It's like necessary to say it, to express yourself. I express myself in Portuguese. So this is the main. This is the difference. When I talk in Portuguese, I like to use a correct Portuguese grammar. I would like to express myself like a really clear message, and I would like to say it the same way in English. Sometimes if I don't say specific word, I need to change for another one. So it's like, oh, how can I say that? And you said bad. Like you said the basics, the simple words. For me, it's like I would like to go for another level. It's not so easy, but I know you like to read a lot and you are here practicing. So I think this is a mix. If you study grammar, if you are here practicing, if you read in English, this is the mix. You can see your improvement and you can watch in your immersion on YouTube to understand how was it and what we because I do the same. We can improve because this is like a one step a day, I guess, when we are talking about English. It's like the same situation if you go to the gym. It's like the same. You cannot be really good, a beautiful body, just go once a week to gym, right?
Yes,
So for English is the
it's
same.
the same.
Yes. But I love it. I think you love to study English too because
Yes.
it's a good point, I guess. It's like a advantage for us because we like it. I was in until October, I guess. I was watching series or movie 30 minutes a day in English without subtitles. I think I told you. And the 2 months of this year, I was like, I don't need it, and I am feeling the difference, when we are in touch with the English without subtitles. And nowadays, I feel I need to come back because
Yes.
this makes the difference,
I
like.
totally agree. When I start to listen podcast in English, it's
Mm-hmm.
important because
Mm-hmm.
I guess when I start to talking, it's more easy for me to. I
Yeah.
need to do that. When I start to work, I start to listen podcast, but the most part it's Portuguese. So now I need
Mm.
to focus in English podcast because I
Yeah.
guess it's like you said, it's important because it's about immersion in the
Yeah.
language.
Yeah,
So
I don't know if you have this feeling, but I listen some podcasts in English. As you said, I love true crime, and I decide to listen podcasts in English about true crime. And
yes, me either.
so if I like it, I will try. And this for me is like they are speaking really natural and fluent, like in a flow, not fluent, in a flow. and
Yes.
i and I can feel like, oh, this word I can use it in my daily routine. They are speaking like a blah blah blah, oh my gosh, I can use this word, I can use that. So it's a way to improve for me. I listen a specific podcast, I think it's Serial, the name. I don't know if you have heard about that.
No,
And
my favorite is that it's I
let me
send
see.
it. It's the
Okay.
Let's Not Meet because
Oh, yeah.
the guy talk very slowly and I have a lot of
Mm.
vocabulary, new vocabulary when I listen.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
This podcast that I said to you, Serial, it's like a really old podcast. Let me see if I can put the link here. I don't know. They are start to play. Please not. And the girl speaks really fast, and then I feel like I can use these words to to use in my daily routine, like a person speaking with the others, because she is going to interview some persons, and you can feel how how is the real conversation from them. So I think it's
Okay.
important. Try to put it in the first episode and go for a walk and feel like, oh my gosh, I did understand. And then I try again, and oh, okay, I think it's now better. But
Okay,
I will
I
try.
never listened that and I never
Yeah.
saw this
Oh,
logo. I
but
will try.
she speaks really fast, and then sometimes I need to stop, like, oh, let's try again. But it's important because you can listen a podcast in English about true crime, so you don't need to worry about that. Just
Yes.
I am practicing, so this is not a
Yes.
so bad,
Yes.
right? Let's move on, Camila. Let me see if you will have another question. Oh, have you ever experienced a situation where a performance review significantly impacted your career or life? Not talk about only career, okay? Career or life. What do you think? It's question
Yes.
number 3, okay?
Yes, I guess when I told about my transition of career, my performance
Mm-hmm.
was very important because when I in the design we need to do that some cases for interview.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to know to do that some screen for website. For example, in this company I get in, I
Okay.
receive my offer. So I guess I very so focus on that. I did it about 3 days to do that. And I don't sleep well, but I very
Oh.
focus. I work about 10 hours in this thing. And I very focus and I have so vontade. I forgot it.
Mm-hmm. Willpower, I
to
guess.
take
Will.
this job. Yes, to take this job. So I
Uh,
guess it was very important my performance because I very focused and made the best experience. And
mhm.
I did a presentation in PowerPoint to explain my choice in design.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I guess after that, I think if I pass in the technical interview, I'm in. So was the same because in the I did the three before technical
Hmm.
interview, and I don't pass. So I know if I pass in this word because I know the step it's talk with CEO or leadership,
Oh
so
my
it's more
gosh.
easy. So I guess it's about that for improver was this case very specific. And because after that, this changed my life. I fully remotely and was about 2 years ago. This performance changed my life.
Oh, nice. So I think it's important to maintain, right? Because you can see how was important for you. I think it's. I have some. I have some examples that I can say about performance review. One of can be related to English because since I started to study English, my life changed everything. It's upside down nowadays. It's totally different because I can change some job just because I was in a English interview and speak to them. So it's like a random answer because I always say that here. But I think when since I started to study, I can see my life, the improvements. I could travel abroad, and this is why I would like to maintain English in my life, is because is one of the reason that because I like it English, because it's not a obligation for me, like it's like makes me see the improvements in my life and my career. So I think because of this, I would like to maintain, of course, English, and I will try. I know Spanish, but I will try to practice too this year. Maybe I will be a host a Spanish host here at the platform. I don't know, but I am afraid to put Spanish and forgot about my English, like because you need to divide your life, and I prefer English just because I use in my career. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I will decide in January. But relate to experience, situation, performance. I think when we decide to do something for most than um once a week, when we decide to do it every day to study. As I said to you, I was watching 30 minutes a series or a movie in English. And for me, I could see the difference in my English because this makes us listen the native speakers naturally. So nowadays I put a movie here in English and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I cannot follow the situation. So I need to come back these habits about English because for me it's like the main goal again, again and again and again. But I think it is not heavy for me. A heavy situation. It's like okay, this is my decision because I don't want to lose what I get until now. I don't know if you if you know what I mean when you don't want to lose. Like I am here. I do not to use it. So I will try to maintain and more than I did in 2024. I would like to do more in 2025. Let me see. There is an interesting question coming in. Number 5. Do you want to read an answer?
Okay. What strategies do you use to ensure your performance reviews are objective and fair? Uh, I guess I responded before.
Yes, can be related to the planner, right?
Yes, it's
Yes,
related with planet. But I guess
but you change
I
it.
don't try to I don't feel sad when I did some goals because I
Mm-hmm.
try to think the best part of my goals. And I
Mm-hmm.
did very things very very things very important. For example, I focus and did a presentation
Mm-hmm.
or one speaking in
Okay.
my 2024, and I did in April. So in the the beginning of the years, I guess was important because I like to improve my communication, but in this case it was in Portuguese. In the
Mm-hmm.
future, I put it, these goals in English, but now in 2025, I need to practice more to improve and have more confidence. But I
Yeah.
guess it's important to analyze to do that this self assessment, right? Self assessment. I forgot.
I
Oh,
think it
I
is.
find yes, self assessment. But I guess I don't have bad ideas about my goals because I try to focus. I did. If
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, I don't I don't feel very sad because
Okay.
sometimes it's no depend of me, depend of the situation. For example, in this
Yeah.
case about the interview, I'm very happy because I did it 3:30 before and I don't pass for the next step. So
Okay.
I step in the recruiter in the last weekend. I passed for that and I start to technical interview. So I'm very proud about my goals in these years because I passed the first step. So I guess it's about that. It's step by step, and someday I got the offer. For example, I guess it's more. I need to practice my English. It's the main point. It's my English
Yes. Me too.
now.
Me too.
It's
But you think
important to know
yes.
the worst part of my progression. So now I know.
Do you avoid some goals that you decide in the beginning of 2024? Like, I don't know, if you decided to, I don't know.
Yes, I try to focus in my English and improving my skills in design too,
Mm-hmm.
because I guess it's important to practice more
Mm-hmm.
because I loved the part of visual and I
Okay.
know I have easy for me to do that, but I guess I need more practice for have more refinamento. I don't know in
Wow.
English. But I need to do that because for a US company, for example, it's more important to have a good visual
Yeah.
than the part of UX. So because that I need to improve that because I love the visual part. And I guess it's important for the future and the next opportunities I have found in the future.
But
So because that
go ahead, go ahead, Camille.
yes, that
That's have you
it's my skills, hard skills and English. It's hard skills too, I
but
guess.
you decide to do something in beginning of the year, for example, have you given up of any
Yes,
goals from this year? And then you, I don't
yes,
know, for some reason, like in March.
yes.
Go
In
ahead, go
my
ahead.
case, I focus in Webflow. It's a platform for no code, and I really understand it's important for me
Mm-hmm.
as a design, and I a lot opportunities with Webflow, so I
Okay.
need to practice. And I focus in that in the first part of the year to improving my skills in Webflow. And
Mm-hmm.
they stay study all day in English, all day grammar, because I need the English now. I know it's more important than hard skills, but I need to use these things to improve these two things in my life now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I remembered that I decided to try to learn chess this year, and I fail, and I will try to do this next year again. So this is like okay, I fail, I try, but I could do something better, yes, but I will try next year. Maybe because I don't suffer when I don't achieve a specific goal. Like okay, let's move on. And I would like to pay attention in my career next year to try to find another position, another level, try to find another company to work maybe in maybe in a abroad, a company abroad. I don't know, maybe let's see. But next year I would like to improve my English and think more about my career. Then I don't know. Of course, it's important to learn hard skills and soft skills, I guess. But I try to be more related to. I think the word from my next year would be career. And your words. Have you ever thought about this? Do you have a specific word for the next year?
Uh, it's hard because I guess it's the same for me because my English it's about my career, my hard skills it's about my career
Mm-hmm.
because I love to do that. Why I do that now, and I guess it's important to receive very well for that. So I understand it's important to stay research about it. And when I start to improve my English, I guess another things to happening
Mm-hmm.
because that. So I guess it's more important. It's my English now. But I guess the career, it's the word, it's a group of these things. It's important in my life
Okay.
in 2025.
Okay. Are you here at the platform since October, I guess, or not?
November,
November. Nice, nice.
yes.
And do you feel the difference about English since November or not? This is like, oh, that's normal for me.
Yes, because now I could talk about random names, so I guess
Mm-hmm.
it's important to do that. But I
Mm-hmm.
guess about my technical interviews, I need to improve very word specific for my area in English.
Mm-hmm.
So I start to try to talk with that, with the GPT for training
Oh,
that.
nice, nice.
Because I guess it's important. But I still maintain all day talking here, talk and talk. I guess it's important, and I try to maintain some the same immersions because I like
Mm-hmm.
to routine because that I
Okay.
still here all time. I go in the Monday in Yasmin, I guess. Yasmin, the name I forgotten.
Yeah.
In the 30, it's Victoria, so I try
Oh,
to maintain
nice,
the
nice, nice.
same hour. So because that I still all time with you because it's the
No,
same hour.
please,
So
you are welcome.
yes,
Yeah, I
I,
think
I,
for
I
me,
like to routine for English because
yes,
it's important to me.
yes, I think for example, I decide to have an immersion on Sunday just because I said to myself that I need to study even in Sundays, on Sundays. So because of this, we are here practicing. So this is a moment, okay, it's weekend, but we if you have a goal, this is like a normal day in your routine. You need to speak
Yes,
in English maybe one hour a day. This is like nothing, right? If you want to improve for real. So for me, it's like I am always like you. I have some times that I am always there in a specific immersion here in the platform, but you have 2 months here, but I think your English is going really well, Camelinha. Don't give up about this. And I have a goal that I need to have one immersion a day. Uh, Beside mine immersion, but from the others, just to try to speak and to put the grammar that I studied before in my immersion. So I am trying to do a mix. Like if I learn modal verbs, I need to use these modal verbs in my answers in the immersion. So I think it's important because this is a place to practice. So if you learn a different word, try to use it here. And I know you don't like to see the topic before. I am almost like you, but this is really awesome because you are like I'm gonna speak no matter the topic. I know how to say that. It's really good. You don't feel afraid about the conversation. So don't give up about this. I will try to be here almost every day. I don't know, I don't have immersions every day, but I will try to maintain my immersions as a speaker every day. And I'm gonna put here the link from the survey. You know how
Okay.
it's work, but if you have ideas about the topics, please, the topics that you want to speak in the future, please
Okay.
put
Society
some.
underwater.
Oh my gosh, afraid about swimming. I don't know how to swim. You know that? I don't know how swimming.
Really?
Yeah,
You
I
could
remember,
try. It's
but
important.
I learned.
Change my
I
life was my first
Yes.
huge goals
Oh
in
my
my
gosh.
adult life.
But you said
was
something important because before I did a interchange, I guess. I studied abroad, and
okay.
before this moment, I decided that I would like to go there, knowing how swim, because was a place with beautiful beaches and everything. And I studied 3 months, and was really hard for me, was really difficult. In the 5 minutes I was at the class, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know, I cannot breathe. I was red, and I felt really tired in the end of the class. I could eat, I don't know, a lot. And I felt like, my gosh, this type of exercise, it's really important because you can use your arms, your legs, and you can breathe, and you need
Yes.
to thinking about your movements. So when I start, I was like, oh my gosh, this is not for me because I'm dumb. But I think it's really awesome exercise to practice. But I am afraid to lose weight, because I am really thin. I am a really small person, and I feel like, oh my gosh, I need to go to the gym to lift, I guess, take lift instead of swim. But I would like to know how swim. Maybe next year. I don't know. I will
Yes.
try.
But
But
when I start, I drink a lot water in the swimming, so was hard. So
was terrible for me, Camille. Imagine I was in the same pool that I kids, because there is no
yes, I
difference.
passed for that. It's
And the
so
guy,
embarrassing.
Camille, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to be in another place, not here, because the kids were so good. And I was with, holding that, I don't know, prancha, and put my
Yes.
foot like, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so terrible for me. I am adult. What I am doing? And I think when you are adult, it's hard to learn something new. You feel that? You
I
have
guess
a
yes. When I know similar, another thing, for example, for
Yes.
my understand, I start to study no code, but it's
Mhm.
very similar Figma, for example.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's more easy for me understand the very same something, some tools. But when I start to swimming, it's not similar to ride a
No,
bike, for example.
you don't have a
It's
base, right?
totally
You don't have.
different. Yes, yes.
I suffer. I
I guess
suffer.
because that some people are left and don't stay in that. But I guess
Yeah.
was for me was important because now I realize this is my favorite sport in the world. So I
Oh,
need to back in 2025.
okay, okay. Let's try. Maybe I will try next year. I don't know. But I think it's important because when you are adult, you think you know everything, like I know everything. I don't. And when we try something for the first time, you feel like, I'm not good enough in this thing, and you need
Yes,
to accept it, that you need to improve, right? It's good
yes,
for our inner improvement, I guess, right? Because
yes.
you are the new one for something, and this is important. So, Camilinha, we do not have too much time, but
Okay.
how this is my last immersion from 2024, and I would like to say was a pleasure to see you in my immersion, because for me is really grateful when I can see the same faces at the immersion. We are almost like a friends, digital friends maybe, and we can share our goals about true crime and about life, about sports. So for me it's really important when I can create this connection with the others. For me, it's really, really good because we are here practicing and we are here making friends, have fun, laughing. So I would like to say for you a great Happy New Year and enjoy with your family. And of course, try to practice. And I
Yes.
hope we are here in the next year practicing again. And really, thank you very much because for me it's like a grateful to see you here every immersion because we are creating a connection and try to speak it. So it's really good for me. Thank you, Camilinha.
Thank you. Have a you nice year. Nice new year.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
I hope.
see
I
you
hope.
next year. It's next
Yes,
week.
yes. See you, Camilinha. Have a great Sunday.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye